This is Ben Schwell, and today I'm talking to you about the German language. Just some bits about what makes it interesting and what I personally feel is good about it. Because last time in my West Germanic video, or recently, I spoke about the German language and I had some bits left over, some footage, and I wanted to share that with you rather than just not put it to any use. Maybe you or some of you will find it interesting, and I've added some bits to it here to flesh it out for you. Hey, hit that subscribe button, it really helps the channel. Thank you. The German language is really interesting, and I'm not going so much into the grammar. I touched on the grammar in the West Germanic video. This video is just some few facts that really do make the German language interesting. And I want to share that with you, and I hope you benefit from knowing a bit more about the German language. One of the things that makes the German language really unique is that it's the heart language of Europe for every purpose. It's the only language, look at this map here, that's really touched by all the other major cultural and linguistic groups. To the east you have the Slavics, like Polish and Russian, and even up into the Baltic with Latvian and Lithuanian, the German language edged into them in its past. You can see the German language in these languages today. West and south you have Italian and French, and before that Latin, which did deeply influence the German language. And then unexpectedly through Austria you have contact with Hungarian, and below that Southern Slavic, and to the north the Scandinavian languages. So German is really the language that is at the heart of Europe, where everything has intersected and influenced, and the German language shows that because of how diverse it is. It is a Germanic language, but its influences are from a myriad of different mixtures that have influenced it at different points of its history. One thing that German has, which is unique unto itself, is the letter Z, which is only found in the middle of words. It's never going to begin a word. It sounds like an S. People assume that German is just spoken in Germany. That's not true. This is a plural core language, meaning that there are 3 standard variations. So you have the Swiss variation, and you have the Austrian variation. But also, this is an official language in Belgium, Liechtenstein, and Luxembourg, and a co-official language in a part of Italy in Südtirol. And it's a recognized minority language in several places around the globe: Russia, Brazil, Kazakhstan, and Namibia. So this language is, although it's a core of what makes Europe, it is definitely a global language in that sense. It's the second most spoken Germanic language. Because of that variation, you're going to have instances like in Bavaria, if a film is produced in the north of Germany and shown in Bavaria, they might need subtitles. Different dialects of German are very different to each other, and it makes the German language very rich and quite interesting, in my opinion. As a Welsh speaker, we have different dialects of Welsh which make it so rich as well. And German is going to bring you something similar between north and south, but with a third element to it, that the Austrian and Swiss varieties are different from each other as well between east and west, in addition to the north and south divide. So this is just a short video, but I want to touch on how the German language shapes words that create such different and poignant meaning. We all are familiar probably with the stereotype of German having such long, needlessly long words. But that's not really what makes the German language so special. What makes it special are the little bits that attach to create those words. German is precise and efficient, stereotypically so, I guess, but it's true because all these small little bits work together. Like, take this word Fremdschämen. This literally means to feel shame upon another's behalf, almost like second-hand embarrassment, but deeper than that, actual shame. There's lots of these words which are entirely unique to German, and if you choose to learn this language, you'll get to enjoy thousands of these concepts which are explicitly German. Languages are gateways. Languages are gateways. German gives you a gateway into the Yiddish language. Ironically, We know what happened in World War II. Before that period, you had 13 million people or so speaking Yiddish across Eastern Europe. It was a significant lingua franca of the Jewish people and other smaller communities, frankly, across, well, Germany, Austria, Poland, what is now Czech, Slovakia, Hungary. It was significant, and it has a rich history and literature. Some people do speak it today in Israel. There's pockets here and there, but it's not what it was. However, if you want to learn about that and you know you're going to learn a Germanic language, German is clearly the language that you would learn, because so much of Yiddish will be immediately intelligible to you. German is also a gateway language into, well, Hungarian, ironically enough, because of all the influence German has had, even though they're in no way related on any family tree, and the influence that it's had upon Polish, Lithuanian, even languages as far away as Romanian. The influence that German has had on these languages is quite significant, and you'll pick up words in these languages as you learn German. As far as English and German goes, some people say that the similarity of vocabulary is as high as 60%. I don't buy that myself, having gone into French and seeing French and Latin vocabulary in English is so high, maybe like 50%. So I would say the Germanic vocabulary, or the German cognates of vocabulary in English, are more like 40-45%. Now, that's still quite a lot. And so you're going to be able to learn this language quite quickly once you get past the basic grammar structures, which in themselves are quite different. Focus on learning the case system first if you want to get that out of the way. If you found this useful, hey, hit that like button. Thank you. One thing that I would say personally about German is you get Berlin. Just imagine this for a minute. You are a man born, or a woman born, in 1907, and you lived through, in Berlin, the First World War, the socialist revolutions which failed, and the street battles in 1918 to 1921, the putsches, which were attempts at revolution in the 20s, street battles between Nazis and communists, the incredible recession, the Nazi regime, and the destruction of the war, the dividing of that great city between communist and the liberated West, within Berlin itself, surrounded by communists on all sides. And then the tearing down of the wall and the unification of Germany, with Berlin restored as its great capital, and memorials throughout the city to all this that has happened. And then the election in the mid-90s of a social democratic government which recognized all the wrongs that had been committed and restoring a sense of wholeness to Germany. I'm sure there are at least 5 or 10 people who lived in Berlin their whole lives from about 1907 to 1997 and saw all that. Berlin, for that reason, is surely the city that defined the 20th century, and I would love to learn German myself and live in Germany just to have the opportunity to appreciate that and even understand how a city and a nation could go through so much change in less than 100 years. And German is worth learning just for that experience. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short video. I didn't want to go in too much into the grammar or the physicality of the language itself. I just wanted to use that footage that I had for you and give you a bit more information on the German language. Hey, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.